I've read loads of books. I've looked at a load of stuff with the FDA, and a lot of people think, oh, this is FDA approved and everything. And you couldn't have a more corrupt organization if you tried. And I mean, you see people working for FDA going to Big Pharma or vice versa, and it's sponsored by FDA. I know is it half or what? Like I get different figures for that. But the fact that there's even 1% would be going from Big Pharma to the FDA is kind of strange. So, like, and they knock all natural remedies and everything. It's like they really try to shut down anyone that's trying to really help people. So, is there any where's the light at the end of the tunnel? I'm seeing, like, even recently there was a show Rogan, there was some guy on, and they're kind of talking about this, and they're going to the Senate and they're having discussions, but at the same time, it's like the guy on the street knows the whole system is corrupt, but it's still happening and it's sick. But yet there's a load of people's their pockets being lined. But I suppose what you're doing is definitely helping.
Yeah, I mean, what we're doing here at New Howdy is essentially working with these manufacturers and saying, look, the people who deserve these rebates aren't the middlemen. It's not the insurance companies. It's the people who actually pay for these medications out of pocket, who don't have insurance or have terrible insurance. Those rebates should end up going back to the people. And I think anyone would agree. Like, if you spend money on something, well, you should be incentivized to get at least some money back when you spend on that product or so. Only in healthcare do you kind of see this where there's rebates being aggregated by the middleman and it's never being passed back to the end consumer, which is, for me, very strange. You talked a little about the FDA, and I always like talking about this new drug, Ozempic. I'm sure you've heard about it at this point. It's a weight loss drug that, everyone seems to be on, at least here in America. But what's really fascinating with this company is they have this indication by the FDA where it's used for weight loss or diabetes. But because this drug has been so successful in helping people lose weight, it's actually going back to the FDA to seek more indications so potentially it could be used for other things. What I'm trying to basically get at is they're trying to say that Ozempic is, it has multiple purposes other than just weight loss. Some of the most outrageous indications I've seen that they're proposing is like multiple sclerosis, hyperlipidemia. Well, it kind of makes sense, but there's just some really crazy off the wall indications I've seen with Ozempic, and it just seems like this new wonder drug that came out. Don't know if I necessarily agree with all these potential indications that they're having. But yeah, even then, it's like a lot of these pharmaceutical companies are able to put very cheap products onto the market and extract thousands of dollars when it only costs $5 or $6 to make. Very strange, but again, that's American healthcare.